So today I thought I'd just kind of give you some tips or hints on how to use a dictionary, one that might be like this, or a translating service online. First, I'm going to start talking about the dictionary and some things that you might not know about it, or some things that you might want to know about it when using it, so that you can come across with the right translation or the right word that you want to use in your, say, your class or wherever you might be. So first, when you look up a word in the dictionary, here on the screen are a list of acronyms that you might find next to a word, and you might not know what they are, and it would be very helpful if you do. So the first one, INTR, I think I know what this means. I don't know if I want to call it a guess, but I have a pretty good idea what it means. I can't find someone that tells me what it means, but I think I know. So I think that it stands for intransitive verb. Now, an intransitive verb, I have a whole video going over the difference between intransitive and an intransitive verb. An intransitive verb is a verb that does not take an object. In English, this is a verb like to nap. I can't say that I nap something. You can just say that you nap. And then one that has a tr next to it means that it's a transitive verb and it can take an object. For example, a verb like to x-ray. I can x-ray something. In Spanish, the verb to x-ray is radiografiar. So I can x-ray this. I can x-ray this bone. So if I can put an object after it, then it's a transitive verb. The next one, the F, it stands for feminine. So if I have a word in the dictionary like madurez and has an F next to it, that means that it's feminine. So it's la madurez. And ironically enough, madurez means manhood, kind of. So it's kind of funny that a word that refers to men is feminine. The next one, the M, if you can figure out that the F is for feminine, you can probably guess that the M is for masculine. So if I look up the word perro for dog, then it's going to say M for masculine next to it. One that says MF to it, it doesn't mean MFer. It means that it's a verb that can be a word that can be masculine or feminine. For example, psiquiatra will have the MF next to it because a male and a female psiquiatra are the same. You don't say psiquiatro, it's always going to be psiquiatra. So it's masculine and a feminine noun. Next one, ADJ, you can probably guess means that it's an adjective, pretty straightforward. And then the last one, the S, stands for sustantivo, and sustantivo is the Spanish word for noun. So if I come across, say, perro, if it has an S next to it, that just means that it's a noun, because it is. So I have had students use these dictionaries in my classes, obviously, and sometimes there are issues with them. I remember one time I had a student that wanted to know how to say whale. They're talking about a whale in a story they were writing or something like that. And I said at the time, because it was a long time ago, I said I wasn't totally sure, so go look up that word. And they came back and they did their whole story, and they wrote down the word ballenar for whales. I'm sorry, ballenares for whales, because they found the word ballenar in a dictionary. And that looked kind of funny to me, so I looked it up, and lo and behold, ballenar is the verb to whale. So, and next to it in a dictionary, it probably says tr as a transitive verb, because it can take you can whale a whale. You can, you go out and you hunt the whale, I guess. So they wanted to find the one that said s next to it for noun, and they would have found la ballena. It probably would have said an f for feminine as well. So be careful when you're looking at words. Let's talk about online for a second. Online translators, online dictionaries, you need to be very careful with these. If you're in a classroom setting like you might be with me, please talk to your teacher about these, because they probably have certain rules or specifications, things they want you to know about them, or whether or not you can use them, and so forth, so on and so forth. Let me tell you why you need to be careful. If you go to, say, dictionary.com, they have a translator service on there, and this is really not a good one at all. It's a good dictionary to use. For example, I looked up the word right in the online translator service, and it translated it as derecho in Spanish, which then is one translation of right. Take a look at this picture. Now you'll notice that that picture, I took a picture of a dictionary and the definition of the word right. There are loads of different different definitions for the word right in Spanish, because there's a bunch of different ways you can use it in English as well. So find a good online dictionary if that's what you have to use. One that I've used before, come across, is SpanishDict.com. It works pretty well. It gives you a big list like you might find in a real dictionary. Just another example of problems you might find with an online dictionary. I looked up the word run, and at the dictionary.com it came up with two definitions for it, neither of the one that I wanted. I wanted the verb to run, correr. So then I went to this other website, the SpanishDict.com, and again, it came up with a big list of words, examples, how you could use it. That one's much better. So just be careful when you're using them. Lastly, I just want to say that be very careful with the translating services, because that can be considered plagiarism in your classroom, because if you type in something in English or Spanish and then you translate it to the other language or whatever language it is that you're studying, that can easily be considered plagiarism because you're not doing your own work. And lastly, if you're in my Spanish 2 class and you translate this big paragraph from English to Spanish and it uses some grammatical concept that you don't learn until, say, Spanish 3 or Spanish 4, it's just really dumb to even use that, because your teacher's going to know what it is that you know and what you don't know. So don't do it just for that reason, if it's not for the other reasons at least. That's pretty much it. If you have questions about using dictionaries, online translating services, the best translator is really an interpreter, a human being. So if you have one, use that if you can, if you have to use it for whatever reason. That's pretty much it. Leave a comment if you have questions, and leave a thumbs up if this was helpful. Thanks.